And good morning, afternoon, evening, all that good stuff. Let's see where we are. So I'm streaming this all over town, including on my personal page. So just checking to see that we are live everywhere. Let's see. Oh my gosh. And every sound, like they're taking garbage out. I don't know if you can hear this. It's crazy loud here. It's like every sound on the planet is happening right now. I don't even understand how that's possible. Uh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I hope this doesn't sort of continue. This seems to be the uh, the MO of things lately. So say hello wherever you are. Where are you coming? Oh, I'm so happy you're here, Richard. Thank you for coming. Yeah, so you'll hear the story about this in just a minute, but because I had to put a pause on the TGIF due to an awesome live music show that I was going to on Friday night. Sorry, y'all. Good morning, Tammy. Welcome. Wow, you're up early and because you're in, I want to say, in New Mexico, something like that. Yay, my mama's here. So just kind of welcoming people in. How's everybody doing this do you have your coffee? I had to, this is funny. So I did the whole write-up and I said, grab a brew, and come join us for the coffee and insight. And then I realized, well, I better put morning brew or somebody is going to think that we're drinking beers in the morning. We are not. I have my coffee, my pretty little coffee cup, and I am actually still drinking coffee. So, what's your brew of choice this morning? Are you a tea? Are you a coffee? Are you a none of the above? Wonderful. Good morning, Mary Ann. Nice to see you here. Everybody's coming in from around town. Loving this. Yeah, so here we are gathering in the morning, I guess it might be evening for some folks on the other side of the world. We'll see if Angela pops in. I don't know if she works because it would be her Monday, I guess. But there's people from all over starting to come in. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and to everyone. Rabbit, 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 hair, hair, hair. Happy October. It's October 1st. Wonderful. Tammy's having coffee. Yay. We're joining each other in coffee. So just to remind you all, I always say, and my mom started this, oh my gosh, when I was little, I think. Who knows? I don't know when she started it, but on the first of the month, you say rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. I don't know why we say hair, hair, hair afterwards, but rabbit, rabbit is a superstition from Britain. And the belief is that if you say rabbit, rabbit on the first of the month before you say anything else, it'll bring you luck for the rest of the month. And to this day, I wake up every first of the month, and the first thing I say, okay, it might not be the first thing because I have to say good morning to the cats, but who you might see behind me running around because this is a time that they are awake. But I say rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. So welcome to Coffee and Insight Self-Reflection Sunday. I originally was going to call this Coffee Talk. Does anybody remember Coffee Talk from, I think it was Saturday Night Live? And she did Coffee Talk. But then I realized maybe not everyone would know what Coffee Talk was. So I changed it to Coffee and Insight. because that's what we're doing here. So for those of you tuning in from YouTube or just taking a peek here, you curious and enlightened folks out there who are popping in, I'm Debbie Tatel, clairvoyant, healer, teacher, guide. Thanks everyone for being here. As always, if you're on Facebook, you're welcome to stay on Facebook because I'm multi-streaming, so I'm in a couple of different places here. I'm on my page, I'm on my personal, but the best viewing and commenting, in case we kind of lose, because sometimes Facebook does not play well and it drops and all that. But your best viewing is going to be on YouTube. The links are right in the event if you want to pop over to YouTube. So welcome everyone. So how's everybody doing? Like, how's the energy out there? Are we welcoming in October? We're in the fall. We've got, we just had an equinox, right? So the energy is shifting. And so some of you may or may not know, I don't if you've seen my TGIF for the curious and enlightened on Fridays, which is I've been trying to do that weekly, but every now and then I have to take a pause because it's Friday, right? Friday, and I might have stuff to do. But originally, this was the live that I had in mind before the TGIF for the curious and enlightened was born. If you are on my social media pages, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, it was important for me to do Self-Reflection Sunday. And I did a few of these coffee talk, I call them coffee talk, Self-Reflection Sunday lives during COVID. And I haven't really done them. I haven't done the Sunday mornings, but the posts are weekly. So for those of you who see that, and the reason that I wanted to do that was to give people meditation prompts to focus on for the week so that you could clear energy, right? So a new meditation. So often we use our meditations to solve problems, right? Or we drift off distracted and think about all the things we have to do and all of that. So these Self-Reflection Sunday meditation prompts are like super positive focuses to have you step out of all that stuff that's going on in your brain that distracts you or takes you away from your light, right? So that was my original Self-Reflection Sunday for the week, right? So I just wanted the focus to be the positive aspects of our soul. We have enough negativity and chaos in the world. Yeah. And the moment we start to focus our energy and attention on the light, on those beautiful aspects of our soul, everything else naturally starts to clear without effort. There's no, I have to try to meditate, no effort in the clearing, no effort in, I have to let this go. How often have we all said this? So yeah, so a Sunday's kind of fun. And right at this time of year, as Richard said, trying to enjoy the last of the weather and it's kind of a lull. Like October, we seem to go from summer to pumpkin spice season to Halloween. Have all your stores, wait a second. So have all your stores started with the candy like a month ago? Like in September, I noticed here that the stores were filled with Halloween candy like a month ago. So I'm not quite that into it. And I love the Halloween season. So, wow, people are popping in and out. Say hello as you pop in and out so that I know that you're here. It's great to have you. So here we are in the beginning of October. I don't know where the time really has gone. I know that we have said that, and Hey, Krista, nice to see you. We've got people now popping in. See, we get different and same people. So the people who have been doing the TGIFs, but there were no, Richard, you already have Christmas decorations? Oh no. That's in Canada, folks. So they've already got that. Um, Mom likes Sunday mornings to start a new week with positive thoughts. And that's actually what we're going to do today as well. We are going to really focus and set our intention. So stick around because there will be a meditation at the end for us to set the energy. So welcome in October, rabbit, 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 hare, hare, hare. There are 2 eclipses this month. Just as a point of energy, that sometimes affects us, but we've got a new moon solar eclipse in Libra on October 14th and a full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus on the 28th. I always tell you that I do not, I'm not an astrologer, but I follow astrology because I use it as a sort of a guide after I look at the energy. It actually validates a lot of the time the energy that I'm looking at. But these eclipses, and we can all feel them. And I don't know if anybody felt that moon the other night. Holy cow! I was up all night long the other night when that like beautiful, big, beautiful moon was happening. I just was, oh my gosh. But this is a strong time of transformation. And this particular month, according to several astrologers, I kind of look at several to kind of see, because everybody's got a different quote unquote opinion or intellectual reasoning behind certain things. So I tend to follow the intuitive astrologers who don't get stuck in, well, this is the way it is because that's what it says. They're the ones that actually open it up, right? But this is a strong month. We're ending some kind of eclipse cycle, I guess, that we started in 2021. So this is a strong month for closure and endings. And some of those endings we're going to see coming, and other of those endings might be a surprise. And this is nothing to be afraid of. Everything is cyclical. And when we're in a space of transformation, right, we have to try to not resist that flow that maybe our higher spirit is pointing us to. Yeah, it's not like, oh gosh, we're a victim to this, but our higher spirit is helping us. So no matter what happens, these eclipses are transformative as we eclipse out that which we no longer need. Because that's really what's happening. And it's nice to go with the flow and give ourselves space to make note of those endings and what we maybe learned in the cycle. Like think back even now, kind of what cycle have you been in since 2021? I mean, are we ready for a new cycle? Because ready or not, things move. Things are happening. This is wonderful. We've got the California contingent here. Good morning, Janet. I'm so glad you got up early. How's the candy? I sent Janet a gift. It was like, I love sending gifts through other means, right? It's like magical. So that I'm absolutely glad you're here. But we have to go with the flow and give ourselves space to make note of the endings. And then even better that we get to set the space for new beginnings. Because, the reality is excellent. I love it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I could not have a box of that at home. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Okay. What brew do we have? I'm picking up my brew so I don't lose my voice. This is the other thing. I can't kind of talk or be on the phone to set my voice for this early in the morning. But that's kind of one of the reasons why coffee talk went by the wayside, because I like to do runs in a Sunday morning. I like to get outside and get amongst them, get my voice together and not be all raspy for you on this TGIF. But this is going to be a month where we set new beginnings. So often we wait for the other shoe to drop or wait to see what's unfolding. Well, of course we have to see always what's unfolding, but we're not a victim to just things happening. We don't have to be victims to the collective consciousness. Oh, goodness. At least I got dressed for you this morning. One of the original coffee talks that I did in my bathrobe, which was really fun. Full makeup, the whole 9 yards in my bathrobe. Who's in their bathrobe? Probably those of you in another place. I know Krista trains. She's probably already been to the gym and back here in Chicago. But holy cow, well, actually, I'll just ask a question so you can drop that in the chat, because I don't have too much planned for this is going to be like a big old kumbaya chat as we come together, really as a community. I love it. The rest of the day. Wait, you're going to be in your bathrobe the rest of the day? Is that what you're saying? Or work out the rest of the day? I have to sometimes, I'm multitasking here to the nth degree, but I'm so glad you're all here. But yeah, I don't have that much planned, but we're going to talk a little bit about October. And then at the end, we're going to do a nice self-reflection, which I think you'll really like, because I'm going to have you really look at your light and let go of all that no longer serves you, because we're moving into a time, of course, with the eclipses, right? And that's such a transformative time. And then October is almost that switcheroony month, where we have, Halloween and Halloween candy, but then we really quickly go into holiday season. And so for those of you, by the way, who have taken my holiday workshops in the past, those are going to all be in place. We're going to be surviving the holidays with space and grace. We're going to be doing a winter solstice meditation, probably return to joy. And for Halloween, I'm thinking of past lives, karma, and curses. That's one of my signature ones. I just love to look at spells and hypnosis and hexes and curses from past lives. So that one, by the way, is going to be on October 31st. So I'm going to talk about that later. So Richard, you don't celebrate holidays or birthdays. What do you celebrate? Tell me you celebrate something. We have to celebrate something. Well, we don't have to. I mean, it's your choice, but that's interesting. Do you celebrate other people's? Like, do you participate in any of that? Because there's so much, I think sometimes, and this is why I do all those workshops, the holiday workshops, is that it's a really hard time for most people, because the holidays, as much as they're supposed to be light and bright, they're very charged. They hold tons of memories, both good and bad. Maybe we weren't able to express ourselves. That's another part of what we're talking about today, is our creative self-expression, being able to communicate clearly, which, clearly I'm losing my voice here, which, so welcome from, all over the place. But it's the holidays can be really, really heavy for a lot of people. And especially if you've lost a loved one or a pet, any kind of loved one has transitioned, or there's memories, or Maybe holidays were great, maybe holidays weren't. But whatever it is for you, I find that it's a super stressful time. And that's actually why, more than any other time of year, I offer workshops. And generally, two of them are just free donation, give a tip. And then two of them, there's a little charge there. Um, so Richard's response, I will see friends and family, but don't buy or receive gifts or invest any emotion into the, oh, it's about the gifts. Yeah. Or investing emotion. Yeah. I wonder where that came from. That's a good thing to actually look at for yourself in a meditation. Where did that come from? And it might not be from anywhere. Maybe it's the religious connotation. Maybe it's whatever that is for you. But Richard, I can tell you this: that if you email me your birthday, I am going to celebrate your birthday like crazy. And you don't have to celebrate, but I'm going to celebrate for you because I did love birthdays until I turned 60. But now I'm apparently old enough to be on The Golden Bachelor. Is anybody watching that besides me? My non-guilty pleasure of watching reality TV. But I'm actually at that age. And I'm actually loving it so far. So, like I said, if you're on the social media channels, do connect. But yeah, so I'm at that age, and then suddenly celebrations are more about family and friends who we want to be around, not about the gifts or about the holiday itself. It's about those connections. So that's really how I sort of see it. This is in response to it's so the Golden Bachelor for I actually hope you're watching, because they're opening up a conversation about ageism, particularly about women. And you're going to see some shocking things, because even in the first week, and I don't want to give away any of the, I don't want any spoilers for those who have it recorded or are going to watch. But even the commercials are older women. There's a lot of silver hair. There's AARP commercials and things like that. And what makes this so beautiful is just the society that we live in. Uh, there really is a lot of ageism, and I don't think that I ever realized it, because even in my own mind, as I move through the world for myself, I find that happens. Oh, I have to dress my age, or oh, which I don't, so never mind. Like, I still wear ripped jeans, and I'm wearing workout clothes today, for this. But there's a lot of that out there, and so it's really, it's. Sorry, I've got a little kitten who's like running around. I hope it's not too distracting. Hi, Lily. Hi, Lily. Oh, she's just looking at me like, what are you doing? It's not Friday. It's not the afternoon. Yeah, Lori, I know you're watching, because we're connected. So honestly, you can always, by the way, if you're on social media and you're watching, just reach out, like just start commenting. I'll always post something on Facebook. I text with my girlfriend. We look at the different things. So the only thing, my only big reservation about the whole show in itself is yes, it gets a conversation going about ageism, but I just hope that they that the producers don't make these women do like weird stuff. I don't think they will, but it's super interesting that I'm a Bachelor fan. Like I said, it's my non-guilty TV pleasure. But when you look at the younger folks, they're always talking about their hopes, their dreams, and all of that. And it's the first time that we've seen really on TV, people open up. I mean, this is really opening up a conversation where these folks are able to, when they're having their first conversations, it's all about, oh, I have this many kids, or I chose this path or that path. It's all about all of that, right? So it's really, It's really quite something. So, you might not like that kind of thing. But yeah, it's whether you celebrate the holidays or not, this is a great time to reconnect, and especially reconnect with yourself. It's really a time to go within and kind of see the meaning of spirit, the spirit of the season, and all of that uh, overall. And yeah, Krista, I for sure think that they're going to be really sad. Because like I'm there, and last guy I went out with, oh my God, it was an eye opener, and right then I decided I am no longer pushing the envelope here. Like if someone comes by, it's it's going to be someone super super special, because that's where we're at. So October, welcome to all of you. I see that there's like a little bit of uptick with everybody here. So just a hello, I'm Debbie Tatel from Spirit Light Insight. Many of you know me if you're calling in from Facebook and everything like that. So welcome to our coffee and insight self-reflection Sunday sort of resurrection, I guess. It's October, right? When things are resurrected, when spirit walks the earth. It's a time of year when the veils are thinning and intuition is really amplified. Yeah. And it's the mystical magic of Halloween that is sort of coming into the forefront. Come on, that's the beauty. We get to smile at spirit and zombies and things that sometimes in the spirit realm we get afraid of it, but it seems like this time everything is amplified. The one thing I want to say about your intuition being amplified is really this is a time when it's super amplified to actually check in with yourself and make sure that that is your intuition and your inner voice. I'm on this big inner voice kick. Is that really my inner voice, or is that my ego? So for those of you who do this work, and colleagues of mine who are out there, if you're doing this work, or anybody, if you really want to look at something, look at your inner voice clairvoyantly and your intuition, and look to see, is that, how much of that is yours and how much of that is your ego speaking. That's a good one. That's going to be a self-reflection Sunday, probably in a few weeks, maybe not alive. But October is a powerful time to tune into spirit. Yours, everyone else's. Lori's saying, or are you hearing the other side? Yes, indeed, you might be hearing spirit. You might be channeling a spirit without knowing it. That's why it's super important to really have your space as you move forward, because you might be hearing a spirit from the other side. If you have a ringing in your ears or really high pitched, that can be a being. Not always, but I find that if I get a high pitched sound, it's somebody really trying to get my attention, or some entity or spirit trying to really get my attention. So I have to sit down and ground and focus and really listen to what that message is. And it might be from, well, it's not going to be from my higher self, because that's not going to be a high pitch in the ear. But we tune into spirit, we tune into ourselves. And October, for the longest time, if you think about it, October was a time that we had all those new and creative ways to express ourselves as the spirit that we are. Think about it. After all, most of us dressed up. Who dressed up? Show of hands. You can put a hand in the chat box. I'll see it. You can actually raise your hand. But isn't that a way of expressing ourselves? Dressing up as for Halloween. And it might have been dressing up for something we wanted to be. It might have been dressing up just for fun, to connect with something. Krista, you get those pitches in the ear. That doesn't surprise me. You use your tools all the time. So yeah, those high pitches, you can actually pay attention to those. And then you might need to ground and center, but those of you who have that, it's a good thing to pay attention to and see if there's a message in there for you. But you have to kind of clear the clutter from there. Hello, probably from the other side of the world. And I'm sure butcher your name, so apologies, Atikor. Oh, there's a lot of people who have the high pitches. Well, looky, look. See see, you are not alone, folks. How about that? Krista just got the chills. How about that? Those high pitches, those are beings. Yes. How about that? Well, congratulations. You all can hear spirit. And by the way, that is a fifth chakra attribute. If you wondered, for those of the curious and enlightened folks out there, and that's what I call you all. You might be curious and learning this for the first time, or you might be enlightened and have been doing this for a long time. And then you just get to kind of participate and clear your space in here. My mom's asking me if I still have her witch's costume. So this is probably from the 1960s, Mom? Something like that? You can verify that. Marianne gets high-pitched sounds in her ears all the time. Yep. You are all my mediums out there. That's what you are. You're psychic mediums. You can hear spirit using your clairaudience, your clear hearing. Fabulous. I get them and Richard gets them at night between awakeness and sleep. Yep. Ooh, I could probably do a whole show on this, but we're going to actually work on that. We're going to focus on that space. So my mom is saying the witch's costume is from longer ago. Well, okay. So there's certain things in my world that have meaning, right? And that my mother used to sew. She sewed some clothes, in the old days, but even when I was growing up, she made some clothes. She had those, patterns and everything. She made a witch and a warlock costume for her and my dad. And guess what, Mom? Yes, I do have both of them, and they're in a bin, but I'm going to get rid of them. It's about time. Figure if they were from the 60s, someone do that math. That's like 60. Like I have this, and by the way, they don't make material like they used to, because that would be disintegrated if it wasn't then. But yeah, Halloween. Lori hears dead people. What do they say to you? Do they have messages? Do you listen to the messages? This is how we can communicate on a lot of different levels through our clairaudience, through our clairvoyance, even through our knowingness and sense that someone's there. But isn't this amazing that we've done this since we were little kids? And Halloween is how we breathe life and light into our creative expression, right? This is a perfect opportunity. And we call it, it's funny, we call it, oh, we're wearing a costume. But what if it's not a costume? What if it's a part of us that we've wanted to express? Even if we dress, maybe we decided on a super cool costume we need to be Mario from Mario Brothers, or I've seen incredibly, let's see, I think my brother one year went around with a bunch of his friends as like the monks from Monty Python. Um, that's a part of us. That's an inner part that we want to express, even if it's just having fun. I loved being a princess. Oh my gosh, my mom made incredible costumes and did makeup and all of that. Thanks, Mom. By the way, you were you were feeding my creative expression. But I loved being a princess. Maybe I wanted to be a princess. Yeah. I was a witch, a devil, a gypsy. Oh my gosh, when I got older, of course, I dressed like a gypsy and a mystic. Um, Loved the vampire capes, and I even I even dressed up once as a figure in a Toulouse-Lautrec painting, which meant I had to uh, carry a flashlight and like underlight, so I was all mystical and magical. But what was your favorite costume expression when you were growing up? And actually, did you even like Richard, did you dress up? I don't know who dressed up, and what was your favorite expression, and how did that make you feel? Like I loved dressing up. Not because I wanted to hide behind the mask, but it was letting, in my opinion, even then, that there was a part of me that connected with whatever I was dressing up as. I probably had a lifetime as a princess in one time. I probably, well, I've always said that that unless you've been burned at the stake a couple of dozen times, you haven't lived. Um, yeah, Loria is a ballerina, princess, anything with a crown. And you are still a princess with a crown, for sure. Oh my gosh. And your pets. I think you were I've often looked at you, Lori, and seen that you have some really, and I don't know where your family is from or anything. We've only met a couple of times, I think, at the yoga center when I was teaching there, and all of that. But boy, you have such sort of Russian or those roots from some of those very old kind of czar-like families. It might not have been through the czars. I would have to sit down and read you, but you have a lot of that energy. And so I loved that you named the new baby. I love your new baby, by the way. Alexi, right? Because it fit you. He's your soul buddy, which is amazing. So I just wanted to share that. Um, Krista, let's see. Love dressing up, doing makeup, all the things. Yeah. Maximilian Leopold is the cat. Wait, I'll put that up in just a second. But losing fun because of the way of the world, so dark. Yeah. Yeah, it can be that way. It has lost, there was a time when you could go out trick or treating and just really have fun. You could dress as a mummy or the Walking Dead, and we enjoyed playing those parts. Oh my gosh, did I get and but we giggled behind the masks and ghosts and ghouls and magical witches. But the bottom line was we were celebrating spirit. So you know what I would suggest, and I'm going to bop back and forth because I have people commenting here as well. But what I've always loved about it is that at some level we're celebrating spirit. We're celebrating the various lifetimes. We're celebrating and expressing ourselves. Oh my God, I got the cats mixed up. Alexei Nikolai was the first Persian. Okay, so still Maximilian Leopold. I still think we're on a Russian theme here, Lori. So, um, But I love that. Uh, and I love your baby. Sorry, I did know that Max, because he's a little Dickens there, that little Max. Richard dressed up usually as a mummy. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I just love your comment there, Richard. So Richard says he dressed up as a child, usually as a mummy, but stopped going out when he was 10, and he was just a crank. He said this. This is not me. He's saying it. I was just a cranky old soul, even back then. Who can relate? Who can relate to cranky old soul? We have a lot of cranky old souls, but the beauty is, that hopefully you're not really a cranky old soul. I know this because you're so joyful every time you show up here. So you might be cranky, uh, overall, but you're definitely an old soul, for God's sakes. Absolutely. And see, Lori, she said, "Oh my God, you just don't know. The Tsarist Russian has been an obsession since childhood." Yep, no question. You remember that past life. You might not think you remember, but all those things that you relate to and all of that. And Lori, by the way, have you seen The Last Czars on, I think it's Netflix? Because if you have not, you must see that show. It's amazing. I love watching period pieces and call them docudramas, because I can walk through my past life and I go, yep, nope, yep, nope. I just agree and disagree. Krista's saying, so your son's a cranky old soul, Krista? I love that. And we recognize these old souls, right? It's really something. It's a lot of fun. But during Halloween, we were celebrating spirit come to life, and we can still celebrate spirit come to life. We don't, something that Krista said, I don't get in the spirit of it, right? And Richard even kind of doesn't celebrate holidays, which is really not being able to get in the spirit of it, isn't it? Our spirit is filled with joy, and if we want this world to change, um, and this is what we're going to do in the meditation shortly, is we have to start focusing on the light that we are, and not the dark. And so often it seems hopeless, but it's not hopeless. That's what the energy wants you to believe. So we're going to stop believing that today. How about that? That is what we need to do when we connect with our spirit, whether it's Halloween and or at home, or whether I don't know about trick-or-treating anymore. It's almost too, I don't know. Jury's out on that. I just want to have it safe. I'd rather see kids have parties, because there's too many um, cranky new souls out there who just want to do. But let's connect with our own spirit and really let all that other stuff come to life. I think that's a great thing to do overall. Yeah, is celebrate that. So that's what we're talking about. Lori's going to talk about period pieces, but think about some of the Halloween costumes that you've had and kind of why you chose them. But I think it's time that we get in the spirit of the season. And so, kind of shifting gears, because my kind of plan for Coffee and Insights to do a little bit of snippet, a little bit of talking But for this week's self-reflection Sunday meditation, and that's what we're going to do. And oh, I have to cough for a second. The beauty of a mute button. And oh my gosh, I can't even get the words out. We're focusing on self-expression. Oh my gosh. So my intention with this Sunday coffee talk is to get everyone off and out the door, but to celebrate spirit in the morning. Yeah. So kind of drop a if you have any questions, now would be the time because we're going to start the meditation very shortly because I wanted to, kind of just join you all for this. And who knows, maybe I'll resurrect this and we can do every other week, the TGIF. I don't know, but this is the second month in a row that were multi-streaming live on all the places. But before we start the meditation, and while I'm waiting for any of your questions, I'm Debbie Tatel from Spirit Light Insight, and you can find me. Where can you find me? You can find me at spiritlightinsight.com. Hang on, let me turn that baby on. Spiritlightinsight.com. You can see all the things that we're doing, yeah, or that I'm doing. I've got the classes coming up. If you want to book a reading, I have session time available this week, which is actually pretty open, which usually isn't happening. So if you want to book a session, you can either point your phone at the QR code. That QR code, oops, that's not the right one, but you can point it here, or the link to my booking page is actually going to show up in the links on wherever you are around town on YouTube or any of the Facebooks. So the link will show up right in the comment section. If you have been enjoying this, whether it's a TGIF for the curious and enlightened, or it is this stream, the Coffee and Insight, which again, I wanted to call Coffee Talk, but I don't know. Do you all know Coffee Talk from Saturday Night Live? Nobody kind of mentioned it, but I didn't want to say that because people might not, I'm not talking about coffee. I'm drinking coffee. So anyway, so you can support this stream with a virtual tip. Again, the link will show up. You can give stars on the Facebook page if you know how to do that. That would be lovely. It's not required, but it's always very nice to receive that because all of this, costs money to put on. But thank you so much in advance if you choose to do that. Most of my October, and in fact, you can find that on my website at the very bottom of my website. There's a space if you're not subscribed to my newsletter. I'm going to go more in depth into October and those eclipses and spirit. You'll get a heads up on any of the workshops that I'm doing and things like that. You can always find those on the booking page as well. And by the way, if you missed the link for the virtual tipping, you can see right up here. There's a QR code that will get you there as well. And again, in advance, it's greatly appreciated. So, it was Mike Myers that did it. Wait, who? I don't think it was Mike. Was it Mike Myers that did Coffee Talk? No, it was who did Coffee Talk? I don't remember now. I don't think so. Oh well, we'll have to look that up and get that going. But I hope y'all stick around for this meditation because this is going to be bright and light and joyful and amazing. And so say hello to yourself. Be seated in a comfortable position with your feet on the floor. There is no need to be in a yoga posture or sitting on cross-legged or anything like that. Just be seated in a couch, on a chair. You might be laying down if you're not well. That's okay too. Marianne, thanks for coming. But okay, you can watch the meditation later. But thank you so much for coming. That's lovely. Thank you. So start by finding a comfortable seated position with your feet on the floor. Gently close your eyes and begin to turn your attention within. Verification. It was Mike Myers. Mom said it. Michael Arrington said it. Hey, thanks, Michael, for being here, even if you're watching through Janet. That's awesome. Turn your attention within and just say hello to your feet on the floor and your body in the chair. It's been a very, I don't know about you, but I've been experiencing kind of these out of body weird experiences. And so just really pat your body and start to recognize where your physical body is. Just say hello to that body. Gently close your eyes and just begin to focus on your breath. Just feel that rise and fall of your chest. We're resetting the energy today for the day, to get on with our day, for the week, to set our week, and for the month, for our month. Feel that breath as it expands and begins to fill your body with this life-giving oxygen and energy. Rest your attention behind your eyes in the center of your head. Imagine a beautiful sanctuary space that's comfortable and safe for you, giving you space to express yourself as you are, as you wish to express yourself. Start to notice the colors and the whatever's going on in your mind, even if it's thoughts running through like a little ticker tape. Those of you who know how to run energy out there that you've taken classes with me, go ahead and start that process. And then from that center of head space, just right in the middle behind your eyes, you can even start that breathe and release space, giving yourself space to be who you are, to express yourself. And then notice that energy center at the base of your spine, your first chakra. And just acknowledge that space near the tip of your tailbone. And then you can acknowledge that space and say hello to the center of the planet Earth, right in the middle. If you're not sure where that is, just imagine that you're sending that hello to the center of the earth, where Mother Earth is alive. There's a consciousness to the earth, just as there's a consciousness to you. Now imagine that you are creating a connection that attaches at the base of your spine, that goes all the way down into the center of the earth effortlessly. You don't need a drill. You don't need any special equipment. In fact, I like to picture a beautiful tree. For those of you who are new to this, you're going to flatten the top of the tree and kind of sit right on top of it. And just imagine that you are connected by that tree and it's rooted into the ground, into the center of the planet. Allow Mother Earth to receive and support you with this connection. Give yourself a breath and just notice any thoughts or images or words or distractions coming to mind. And then give yourself a breath. And as you exhale, begin to see a flow of energy moving down that tree or that connection from your body all the way to the center of the planet. And you don't have to worry about throwing garbage down there, because it's just not your energy. And what Mother Earth does is she takes it and recycles it and then sends it back to wherever it came from. So if you've got excess energy, you've picked up energy from other people or places or energy of the world or the collective consciousness, go ahead and just right here and now being present and just let all that go. The best way to change the world is to tune in and say hello to our own spirit and release all that's not us so that we can shine ever brightly. Be right here and now and give yourself space to be. I like to kind of sometimes put my elbows out and just kind of twist back and forth and just give myself more space, and then open my arms with palms facing upward in a receptive space as we say hello to spirit. And imagine that we're in a bubble of our own energy that's about fingertip to fingertip, or around maybe 5 to 6, probably 6 feet around us, side to side, front to back, above and below. And once again, give yourself a breath and just begin to release anything that is not you, that is within that energy field that you're ready to release. Let go of the chaos of the world. Let go of all that you have to do. Let go of any energies that you've been responsible for. It's October 1st. It's time to let go of anything in the past and to set our energy for the present, which means letting go. And we've got those eclipses to help us throughout the month. I think it's on the 14th and the 28th. So we're going to be feeling these energies and these transformations. As you turn your attention within, let thoughts come to mind and begin to focus on your creative self-expression. Are you able to express your creativity? Are you even allowed to express yourself? You know, many of us learned as children, little children should be seen and not heard, which takes away the self-expression that we have. We often reserve or hold back. Give yourselves a breath. Just say hello to that grounding and that breathe and release space. How do you express yourself as the spirit you are? Do you do it through putting on a crown at Halloween, or expressing yourself with your clothes? I'm wearing pink today because that's what I feel like. I have red glasses on. These are ways that we express ourselves. Our spiritual self-expression is within our aura, within that energy field that I had you kind of just say hello to and pull in around you. Now, in your mind's eye, just be right back in the center of your head and imagine you're in a new place. In the center of your head, just create a space to fully express who you are in mind, body, spirit, and soul. If you could express yourself however you want, what kind of clothes would you wear? Would you be bright and shiny? Would you I love to wear plain colors, but when I see people out there wearing these bold prints and everything, it's just amazing to me. So from the clothes you wear to how you speak, just focus your attention on your own self-expression. If you're not sure what that means, just put your attention gently on that fifth chakra in your throat, the place where you express yourself. Give yourself a breath. And even if you don't see anything, because we're having you open up a space to be psychic, a space to be clairvoyant, you are all of that. I'm just giving you something to focus on. So just notice what that is. Now, if there was one thing you wanted to express, whether it's to somebody or you'd like to create something new, or not just, let's say, work for somebody, but you want to have a job where you can be valued. But if there was one thing you wanted to express, what would it be? Would you like to have the freedom to speak or speak up? Would you like to express yourself differently around others? Do you get quiet in a crowd, let's say, or are you able to have your own space and express yourself? Maybe part of your expression, your self-expression, and even your creativity is forgiving something that you said or didn't say. Maybe sometimes we hold back because we're holding ourselves back so that we don't say it again or hurt someone. So just notice, what would you like to express? And in fact, if you were to create a Halloween costume for yourself right now in your mind's eye, would it be someone from a past life? Would it be someone you wanted to be? Would it be, maybe you want to express yourself as wealthy, right? Because all these things are energy and consciousness, just as we create it. What colors maybe do you want in your aura? What are the colors in your aura? You don't have to fix them or change them, but your aura, that energy field, is your self-expression. For those of you who have been listening to these lives for a while, every time we bring in a gold sun to replenish our energy, we're actually restoring and making more room for our soul essence to shine through. That's our self-expression. My tagline for the last 20 years has been shine your light. I don't know that it's original, but that's been my tagline, because the more of our soul essence that shines through, that's how we express ourselves as spirit. Give yourself a breath and focus on your inner light, that light that shines and sparkles, that inner flame. And begin to let that grow and glow. You know, there's a saying that a single candle flame can light up a whole room. Wherever there is light, darkness cannot exist. It doesn't exist. So give yourself a breath and be right in the center of your head and begin to focus on your inner light. Let it grow. Let it glow. And then once again, see where your energy and attention is as you are just expanding your light into that aura. And what I'd like you to do is out in front of you, I'd like you to imagine just a beautiful red rose. Just imagine in your mind's eye, visualizing a red rose out in front of you. And then I'd like you to send that rose off, just let it float off into the sky and explode in a beautiful flash of light. And then I'd like you to imagine out in front of you once again another rose, but let that rose represent who you are as spirit, your own very spirit light. That shiny part of you. Give yourselves a breath and just release anything that you're ready to release as you're doing this. But look at that rose that represents you in all your totality, all the pretty parts, maybe even if there's dark parts, doesn't matter. But I want you to focus on a color in that space that's all you. Just be drawn to the brightest light that you see out in that space. And just say hello to that. Say hello to your own spirit that's shining. Notice who you are. Notice the various colors in that space. And if you don't see anything, just allow something to come to mind as you are looking at that rose in your mind. And just recognize yourself as the spirit that you are. Now go ahead and let that rose float off and explode it like a beautiful firework in the sky, and just watch it as it glows. And now bring your attention back to yourself and say hello to your physical body, and that rose that you imagine, or that inner light that you see, are a part. That's the spiritual part that animates this wonderful body you have. Rest your attention once again behind your eyes in the center of your head. And imagine a beautiful golden sun, a beautiful gold ball of light above your head, and just begin to call back any of your life force that you've given away, any energy you've given away in September or even since the beginning of the year. But call back all your life force into that golden sun and watch it grow and glow even brighter. Go ahead and sprinkle into that gold sun some of your magic. Sprinkle in qualities of energy that are exciting and full of hope and creativity and filled with your light. Put inspiration and enthusiasm into that gold sun. And there's no effort in this, just kind of call it in. As you're watching that golden sun above your head just grow and light up everything in your aura below, go ahead and set your intentions for the day. Just be grounded right here and now. See that connection with the earth, with this gold sun above you. What is your intention for the day? Do you want peace and calm, or what do you want to have for yourself? And then go ahead and set your intentions for the week and even for the whole month. You can even decide what kind of energies that you'd like to eclipse out during those 2 eclipses. What is your transformation for the month? You are actually in charge. And now say hello to that gold sun once again, and just slip that right on through. Let it come right in through the top of your head and begin to fill up your whole body, your energy systems, the whole physical part of you. Let it fill up your brain and all the pathways with these new energies, these energies that you filled with hope and inspiration and enthusiasm. And as you bring in that gold sun, it's going to neutralize anything that's not you, and that's going to effortlessly go down your grounding cord with no thought. It's just going to go fill up with that gold sun from top to bottom and bottom to top, and then begin to expand that gold sun so that it starts to be larger than your physical body, and it begins to lighten and brighten your energy field, your aura. Just let it expand out. It can come out through your skin. Just this light, bright gold. Imagine the top of your head all gold, and that you're sitting in a gold bubble of light, remembering who you are as spirit. Notice that inner light surrounding you and shining out for all to light up others as well. It is said that a single candle flame can light another candle that can light another candle. Let's do that right now on this Self-Reflection Sunday. Let's light our candle, connect with our inner light, and connect with spirit and how we express ourselves as spirit. And then finally rest your attention once again in the center of your head. Give yourself a beautiful deep breath and slowly exhale and release anything else that you want to release. Let it go down, right down your grounding cord. Bring your attention back to your physical body. In fact, you can even give yourself a hug and put a smile on your face and thank yourself for a beautiful little, probably 20 minutes meditation to reset your energy and get you set for the day, for the week, for the month, even maybe for till the end of the year. Give yourself that joy of spirit. Bring it right into your body. Then wiggle your fingers and toes and give yourself a final deep breath. Well, not final. I keep saying final. It's not final. For this day, it's give yourself a nice breath. And then when you're ready, open your eyes, gently return to yourself. Look around your room, your surroundings. And you can even take a big stretch and maybe bend over, shake out your neck and shoulders. Take a sip of whatever morning brew you're sipping. Wow, that was great. You all did great. What was your experience? What did you notice? How is everybody? I see you all still here. Those of you might have missed it. But I see several of you still here that stuck with it. So thank you so much. But don't, if you can't type, that is okay. But what a great meditation. I'd love to hear from you. Kind of what was your experience? It's so amazing that I'm doing clearing self-expression and clearing that fifth chakra, and I'm choking to death over here. Not choking to death, but how's everybody doing? How's that space? How's your space? So, wow, thanks everybody for coming and participating and humoring me and talking about a little bit about Halloween. We're going to have more of that. You are so welcome, Janet. Thank you for being here. And that's half the thing, is coming together as community. Because imagine how, we are all in our own separate places, and then we come together, and how bright this ball is that we're creating together. Richard cleared space for the month ahead. Excellent. That is exactly part of my point for this self-reflection Sunday coffee and insight space. Jill, thank you for being here and being a part of this today. I so appreciate it. Sparkling, sparkling. Jill is sparkling. Krista is here. Thank you again. You've been, gosh, drop in the comments. I mean, I can do more of these, because this seems like a good way to just kind of set the energy. Again, we can set the energy for the weekend, and all of that. But goodness, thank you all for being here, and you're welcome. It's all of you. I don't know if I put up your calm yet, Krista, but thank you so much, because that's what happens. Suddenly we get all caught up. And Lori, thank you so much. So many of you that I don't get to see sometimes on Fridays. So I so appreciate all of you being here and participating, because it really is fun. It's fun for me to do. And I hope you'll all consider joining me for, a meditation or a class, whether it's a free one or not. But you can see all that I'm doing here at spiritlightinsight.com. That's where you can find all the information. Again, I think I put up the QR code recently, but you can book a session or a program, look into the various classes that I have going. And again, these should show up in the link in the timeline, so I don't have to leave them up for a long time. If you want to support the stream, it's always up in the corner here, or you can go to that link. It'll take you to Linktree, and that will let you offer up a tip. But goodness, we will be back live next Friday for TGIF. And just to let you know some of the things that are going on here. Oh my gosh. So on October 20th, we have a fabulous husband and wife team, Matt and Josie Haas. They're paranormal investigators, like real one. Like, they do this out in the world. They're in the New York area. I'm super excited to have them on. I want to find out about their process. And I know that they work with mediums and things like that. We're just putting that show together. So save the TGIF for October 20th, or, certainly you can watch the replay. As I said, I'm resurrecting my Halloween workshop. It will be on All Hallows Eve on October 31st, when the veils are thin and spirits walk the earth. We are clearing spells, curses, and hexes from our past lives. And so I'd love for you to come. And again, you can find the workshop. Some of them are already up on the booking site. So if you go to, actually, I'll just put up my website. So that's my contact information. There we are. Spiritlightinsight.com is my website. I'm working on the write-up for the Halloween as we speak, so that should come out. I'm working on my newsletter as well, so there is still time to sign up to get the October newsletter if you're interested. So if you go to my website, if you're not on my mailing list, go to my website, and if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's a link to sign up. It's constant contact. I do not spam. I send out like once a month, and then class notifications or kind of anything that seems to be coming along. But I don't send like 12 emails, a month, probably maybe a couple. But so if that's something you're interested in, for sure. And of course, I haven't even said this. So from wherever you're coming, this is always the best viewing is on YouTube. So you can always find my YouTube, which is Spirit Light Insight with Debra Tatel on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe, like, and share with your friends so we even grow this community. Even if you're on Facebook, tell people about this and bring people in. I'm teaching the tools that for you. This is all a space for you to kind of get your space every week, which I think is nice. Yes, the best place to be. Oh, on Prairie Avenue. Well, I'm going to be here online. So, but yes, there's some good stuff on. Chicago is super haunted. That is great. I always, whenever I go to a new city, I take a haunted tour, and I don't know if I know that there's a couple of ghost hunters or ghost paranormal people. I've taken several tours here in Chicago. There was a guy, Richard, but yeah, Prairie Avenue. But there's also whatchamacallit, isn't there a cemetery with a Resurrection Mary? There's that. But dead people, they usually leave the cemeteries. Why do they don't want to stick in the cemetery? Yes, thank you, Richard Crowe. That's exactly who I was thinking of here in Chicago. I don't know if he still does it. If you're here in Chicago and you actually want to do that with a psychic, you let me know, and maybe we can arrange a little group to go. I can reach out to whoever's here. But yeah, all things when the veils are thin. So, oh my God, he passed away. When did he transition? I didn't know that. Wow. Well, thanks for letting me know. Well, we're saying hello to his spirit. Everybody say hello to Richard Crowe, the guy who did probably some of the most beautiful, fabulous ghost tours here in Chicago. They were amazing. So thank you all for coming to Coffee and Insight. I raise my coffee cup, which, yes, and I don't get paid for this, but I do drink Starbucks. I do drink caffeinated coffee. I know, not good. But whatever you're drinking. But thank you for being here and starting your day with me. For now, I will say enjoy your energy this day, this week, this month, and keep your spirit light in sight. And always remember to shine your light. Bye for now. See you next week.